for some rich, fighting, petty women. I know I am. I know that this is probably going to be a new addiction for me, because if you guys don't like it, I'm going to have to continue watching, okay? These women are petty. They're petty. And I'm up for watching as long as I'm not involved, because I don't like to fight with anybody. I'm a lover, not a fighter. My husband would probably tell you differently, but take my word for it. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Anyway, before we get started, thanks to our subscribers. And if you're just passing through, we appreciate you watching our video. Go do all the YouTubey things, thumbs up, comments, suggestions, share our videos. We really, really appreciate it. And Lexi's having a little seconds on lunch. This is Mother's Day, and before we get into it, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and to all the Mr. Moms out there who may be trying to pull it in for the mom. We appreciate you guys. Without mothers and Mr. Moms, hey, our kids would be psychopaths, right? Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into season 1, episode 2 from the Abby Lee Dance Company, and let's watch some petty women. They can afford to be petty, I'm telling you. And I am all for the petty. As long as that ain't me, I ain't getting involved. Don't involve me.
Phoenix was rough. You guys got your butts kicked.
Third place goes to Abby Lee Dance Company for Party.
Here in Pittsburgh, you have won everything, but it's clearly a different story when you get on a plane and fly across the country. For years, I took the kids by myself. I made sure their hair was right. I made sure the makeup was right. I put the headpiece on. All the mothers want to go now because they are reliving their childhood through
That's
I love how
right.
she puts it straight.
Yep, she knows.
I am the leader. I am the teacher. You do what I say. When your mother's telling you something else to do, that becomes a conflict. Do you understand that? Now, same mistakes over and over and over, and that pulls the group down.
Abby yells at people a little bit too much, but I think that's just because she wants them to be a better dancer.
It's very scary.
Abby's terrifying to me.
She has a deep voice that you will be very afraid of.
Who's afraid of it? You?
No.
I'm a little afraid of it.
See?
Okay, 2 solos will be competing. Maddie, you will be doing one of your solos, and Chloe, you will be doing one of your solos.
Melissa does not like me because Chloe's Maddie's biggest competition. She doesn't like that. And to be honest, I don't like Melissa.
I think it's your
All right,
thing.
everybody up. I want to start this number. Moms, you are dismissed. Thank you.
Yes, dismiss them all the way out of the building.
Here we are, sitting here like a bunch of jackasses.
Well, I mean, you could be doing something else.
You sure could. Go back home and take care of the kid.
Back and forth for the best
I mean, you ain't got to
dancer
stand there and watch.
Mm-mm. You
You
can
just
come
need to
back
be. You
later.
just need to be there for pyramid.
Maddie. So if she wants to be the best, she has to be the best.
I don't even think she's got to even be there for pyramid.
No, they have to be there for pyramid, but they can just go to something
I feel
else.
like I push her. But it's my job as Chloe's mother to motivate her because I feel Chloe has star potential. Did you hear that talk in there?
I'm just like, you know what, as a mother, and I think all mothers are this way, we all feel like our children have star potential. Lexi, and yes, I'm very jaded about Lexi, and you guys are like, you're going to be thinking it, and I'll be thinking the same thing too. You're saying that because you're her mom. Okay, number one, because I'm the same way. I look at other people, I'm like, yeah, that's what you think, because we're all jaded. But the thing is, she's a great artist. She's a great singer. What else was it that she could do that I liked? Was it just the singing and the art? She's an excellent artist. Excellent artist.
And I can dance some Spanish songs.
Well, yeah, she can salsa a little bit, but we're trying to figure out how to get her in some hip-hop dancing at home teaching.
That just be part of my exercise.
Yes, we're fixing to start a diet.
So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but
she's not really excited.
I need to lose some weight.
But it's a brutal diet, but it is a successful diet. But, yeah, they all are so petty, and they think my daughter has star potential. Guess what? I think all moms legitimately think their children have star potential. I mean, I think that's a mom thing, really.
Well, yeah, because it's your child. You want them to succeed in the greatest way possible.
And you see your child, your legitimate child at home, because a lot of times when they're out, they don't act the same as they do at home. So we know our real children and what they have, what they possess, and we always think that. So
be like Maddie. Be like Maddie.
How they're talking like that in front of her own mom?
And it's not right. Brooke's at the bottom of the pyramid.
Does it matter?
Yeah, it's bottom.
Okay, but they need to work harder then.
Mackenzie.
Well, okay, but Mia, Steph.
No, they're all on the same level playing field. It has nothing to do with race, honey.
no.
Everyone else, there was something wrong with what they did.
That's, and I'm talking from being a biracial child. I'm part Hispanic. It's nothing to do with race.
It'll be the same old, you know, Abby will be
I mean, literally,
working
Nia messed up in that entire group dance.
She really did.
And that could have been why they were in third.
All the focus is on Maddie. And then there's nothing
Well,
left
Maddie
for anybody else.
is the most successful. Oh.
I don't
She's
care
going.
what the other moms think, because my kid is the star, and maybe Maddie's the favorite because she's the best and she follows the rules and she pays
Yeah, she
attention.
doesn't really
My
give
goal for Maddie this season
Abby any
is to
grief.
win Dancer of the Year national. Maddie has what it takes to be a star. She has drive, she has determination, and she's definitely a perfectionist.
Well, there you go.
I
That's
think
why she's
the best
determined
dancer
and she
in our
follows the
studio.
rules because she's a
I don't
perfectionist.
think the other moms are jealous of me. They're jealous of my daughter because she gets all the attention and she's front and center.
I don't like that move Brooke's doing. That's way too sexy.
Make it like you're 17 years old.
Hey, things are way worse now. What are y'all talking about?
For a competition called Star Quest. We don't usually do Star Quest because Lancaster is not like a West Coast town. So I don't know quite how Lancaster is going to react to.
Lancaster is actually really conservative with their arts.
I don't know how they keep up with it.
5, 6.
Well, you're not the one doing it, are you?
Set the tone for the whole dance, Chloe. To be amazing. I don't care what anybody says. It's my studio. It's my company. The children need a challenge.
I mean, it could be
Need
worse.
Something edgy. I don't have my own children, but I teach children from 3 years old to 18. I practically raise these kids, and then I send them off to be professional dancers. There's a quote that I know that I often use. The best parenting that a parent can do is to raise their child to survive on their own.
Right.
And that's what I do. I train a kid.
As dancers, exactly.
I give them every survival skill that they need to go out in the world and
It just
make
depends
it as
on if they
professional.
use it or not.
No, might be. We had a little chance.
Dirty feet.
A new girl came in to audition.
No? How old is she?
She's 6.5. And
It's just 6.
I think Abby's going to put her in our group. I don't know. 6?
They ain't no 6.5. It's just 6.
And if you think I'm perky and happy, oh my gosh, just wait and see. She reminds me of like Mr.
Okay.
Rogers' wife. Like, oh my gosh.
I'd
she's
forgotten about
high-fiving
this.
her daughter.
Go, girlfriend.
And I was like, oh my gosh. She's actually a dance teacher.
Well, if she's a dance teacher, why isn't she teaching her?
Exactly.
I have no
The
idea.
$1 million question.
She's a very positive, upbeat, kind of a nice person. And Abby is so the opposite.
Where did she get the load of this? I already have to deal with Melissa being a perky goody two-shoes.
Well, she's trying to not get on Abby's bad side. She punished her daughter, which is something that you failed to do.
Melissa's perky bookend.
And I think you're just jealous of Melissa. I mean, Melissa doesn't seem to have a problem until everybody else has a problem.
Is everybody here for the electricity competition group? Yes, okay. Moms, before we rehearse, actually, Sandy is here and she's gonna do a costume fitting so we can get these finished for today. All right, excited?
So far, their costumes have been super cute.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, black and turquoise is a pretty combination.
It's really exciting. You never know what we're going to get, but I don't add up the bills because it's too much money to add up the bills for dance. I think I'd pass out on the floor.
But then why are you here then?
Mia?
Where's the rest of her costume?
Let's see it, Nia.
That's cute.
That is super cute. Look at the little sleeve, the arm sleeves. Oh yes, I love it.
Spice it up.
Look at Melissa.
Yes. So,
Have they seen costumes that are tinier than that?
2 inches above the knee, bare legs, and use your double stick lingerie tape. I'm gonna give you the stones when we're finished with the fittings, and you can get stoning them. So, you're good? You wanna send the next girl in, please?
We're headed to Lancaster, Pennsylvania for a competition in home of Amish buggies and bonnets. Our regular dance wear would cause a few people out in Lancaster.
That was on one of the socks.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, we gotta wear stuff like this. Like when we were in Phoenix last weekend, everybody had outfits on like this.
Exactly.
Yep. Oh.
See, and their girls were actually pretty covered compared to.
You want these on that?
So they like it.
They do.
If they were uncomfortable, then I think as a mom you should be protecting them.
In a bra. It's their costume.
But you know what? There are people in the audience who see them and they think they're dancing in the bra.
We've had costumes smaller.
Okay, I think everybody that's been to a dance competition knows that this is just a costume.
Absolutely think it's too sexy.
You know what? Can we not use the word sexy? Can we just say skimpy?
You can say scandalous, you can say sassy. It is still too much.
Okay, Holly,
for
shut
their
up.
age.
And she'll be with 800 other kids that look the same way.
Exactly.
Like I said, if your daughter is uncomfortable, then I would put my foot down.
Yeah, ask your daughter. Are you okay wearing that? Yeah, because they look like they're pretty happy about it.
Yeah, they like it. I mean, they think it's a cute little outfit.
Let's go.
I can't even look.
Look,
Look, she's so excited.
Chloe love it.
Costume.
She loves it.
It's cute.
They feel,
Timid.
yeah, they feel older.
They look like prostitutes.
No, they don't.
Prostitutes.
You know what? Until he's here paying
They really
for
don't.
cooking and cleaning, he doesn't get a say.
Prostitutes.
Have they actually seen what prostitutes look like walking around now?
I guess not.
Abby only demands 3 things if you want to be on her competition team: time, dedication, and money. I have all 3, and I'm going to spend what it takes. That's
that's
why I'm
arrogant.
driving 2.5 hours to Abby's school, because she makes kids stars, and I think she can make Vivi a star.
Say that knee. Passe. No, parallel. Parallel. Like jazz class. Passe.
Straight, honey.
I get these kids in here from other dance studios all the time, and none of them have been taught proper terminology. So instead
No,
of
they
saying
make things too
avant-garde,
easy for
they're
people
like,
nowadays.
Flying saucer leap. And I'm like, what is that? That's such a joke. That's where you want to be in the air. That's what I want to see. Now get up and do it. Let's go. Vivi needs a lot of work. She really does.
To see at least what she's up against.
From a competition studio?
She said that she was on the competition team, but
Blah.
Doesn't look like it.
I've been able to work with Vivienne a little more closely this week. So I'm going to let her do a little jazz duet with Mackenzie.
her mother has money.
I have a group of moms at my studio that have caused many students to leave. They sit upstairs in the observation mezzanine and degrade other people's children.
In front of their
Go get a
moms.
job and come back and pick your kid up.
But
at
yet
the
they
end of
don't
the
want
night.
anybody to degrade their children.
Exactly.
She fell over.
For StarQuest, Abby has Vivi and Mackenzie on the duet.
I'm very surprised that Abby is letting Vivian on the competition team for this
I would
weekend.
be very surprised too, because that little girl doesn't look like she really has a lot of dancing experience.
Now you go, boom, to the right.
What's the mom like?
She's very nice. Very nice.
I'm just getting kind of pissed that she's allowed in there.
But she's allowed because she's a dance teacher and one of Abby's colleagues.
Okay, I think I've done enough with the routine right now. I'm gonna see what they can do together. So I'm gonna send you upstairs.
Well, I think it's because she's
Thank
new.
you. All right, girls, let's figure this out.
Hold on, one more.
Hi.
Hi. Girls, this is Kathy.
Hi.
Hi, Kathy.
There's a rhinestoning, huh?
For this weekend.
Okay. So somebody's gonna rhinestone mine, right?
No. You got a rhinestone your own.
Exactly.
Oh, well, what happens if you don't know how to sew?
You need to learn.
We have a
Exactly.
seamstress at our studio that does all this.
Well, they have one
Moms
too.
Don't do any of it. We're way more organized than you guys are.
I found it weird.
Cool
that
thing is
she
it saves money.
owns a dance studio and she's bringing her daughter 2 hours away to a different dance studio.
I mean, she's complaining about
I
it.
think that you would make your dance studio be good enough for your own child.
Why don't you
Go back to
take your
go back to
daughter
my
to your
studio.
Yeah.
Back to my studio.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're complaining about their studio.
Already.
If it's not good enough, then why don't you go back to your own?
She's snooty.
And do you guys use Swarovski crystals?
Yes.
Yes, so do we.
My daughter's supposed to be doing her solo this weekend. Why isn't she working with my kid? Why is she in there doing this? Is this competing?
Okay, because she's one teacher and she has several different kids to work with.
And, it's perfected and it's wonderful and perfect, and then she's going to send my daughter out on stage kind of looking like a fool.
Why would you do that to your own team, though?
Exactly.
Wait, are you missing? Chloe, get down. You have to do it. I know, Chloe. I often wonder if Abby gave Chloe 1/20th of the same attention that she gave Maddie, what kind of dancer my daughter
Well, I mean,
the only one giving her attention
Melissa
really
did
is
say
me,
she
and I'm
pays
not a
for extra
qualified dancer.
class.
She did.
My hip really hurts.
We don't have a choice. This is all we have, and we have to do it. So
Okay, the hip hurts probably because you
it
didn't
really
properly
upsets
stretch
me.
before
It's not just
starting.
me, it's hurting. It's hurting my child.
Possibly.
And I'm the one who keeps bringing my child back. Pretty, smile. I wonder what it's doing to her psyche to always be held down and not given
Well, she's
the
not
same
being held
opportunities
down.
to
I think
excel.
you're giving her that mentality.
That's fake.
There's not really a lot of room for her to work.
Come on. Let's do it one more time.
Why don't you just do it in the living room?
Chloe, you can stretch your arms.
Yeah, but she's
Keep
not
going.
comfortable doing her
Posture
legs in that
there,
tiny little
arch your
board.
back. Pay Abby an exorbitant amount of money, so Chloe will get the same attention that she gives Maddie, because Maddie gets all the
But there you go,
extra
she's
classes,
got
all the
attention,
extra
there's nobody else in
Chloe
there.
gets none of that. They say, oh no, everything's fair. It's not fair. But I'm not going to have you treat me like this. I'm an adult. Remember, I pay your bills. You
That's
work
not
for
really
me.
acting like an adult.
Tomorrow is the competition, and I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to blow this thing out of the water.
You're doing what? Rhinestoney again?
Yep.
Yeah. Again on stone. I'm no stoner.
Better than them judging everybody's kids. Y'all look so judgmental.
Sit down.
So Melissa, what's there to do where we're going?
Amish country.
The outlets are right there. The shopping.
There's an
Are
outlet.
you kidding me? They're huge.
What are you going to shop for in Lancaster?
All Amish stuff.
Changing costumes, or do you bring somebody to change
I'll have a
costumes for you,
changer.
too?
I'll have a changer with me.
God.
Everything I need to do at home.
How do you guys get your housework done?
I don't. Like, I'm trying to make it home before my husband because there's my kitchen.
Okay, girl,
and I
you
have
know
to
that you have the
put
entire day to be
my
there.
vacuum,
Yeah.
and I
But
need
you
to
stay there and
do
bicker
laundry.
like a teenager.
Exactly. Drop your kid off, go home and clean your house and come back.
Yeah, then you come back. And then you move your rhinestoning.
But I think it's because there's nobody to bitch at the house.
Probably.
I did cook dinner for my kids. Like, my house is a mess. I have laundry everywhere.
Oh my gosh, that
Plus
sounds
thing
like
is,
a personal problem.
plus thing is, you're not needed right now.
Competition. And Chloe
Go
was
home,
asleep.
clean,
She's
come
been
back.
going from 6:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night.
Wow, what are you crying about?
Please.
Like, this little baby's been out since who knows what time this morning.
Okay, and you know you can sleep on the bus, right?
Yeah, but didn't she say she has school and then this and then that?
I need to go home.
But I mean, does she not realize that kids are hyper? Like, kids are hyper.
I need to know what's going on with Chloe's dance because we can't stay until
Maybe
9
she gets
o'clock
older,
tonight.
then she'll start to
I
get
haven't been
sleepy, but...
home since 8 this morning.
Matt needs her for tap.
But she's gonna dance until 9. She's a little girl. 7 hours of dance is a lot.
Now, you don't audition for any Broadway shows because you'll be working 12 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Christy's telling me she's concerned about Chloe. She's concerned about the new music and her performance this weekend, that she wants to leave early. And my older students that have gone on to be Broadway professionals, they would have stayed in this room until midnight. She can sleep tomorrow on the bus for 5 hours. What do you want to do?
Get ready for the morning tomorrow.
And you have a ton of homework.
And then homework and I have to go to bed early.
You want to leave? Leave.
And really, in all actuality, if they had that much homework, they should do a lot of stretching. I mean, because all they're doing is stretching their legs. And they could
I
be
know you
working
do,
on
but
homework.
It's an hour, and I can come back and get you. Okay?
Yeah, just do that. Leave it. Why did you have to go through that whole deal? You could have went in there and told her, Chloe, I'll be back in an hour.
This is being dramatic.
But then we should probably pull your soul up. Okay?
You really gonna put all that pressure on your kid?
These blooming moms. Oh, it's okay. These blooming moms are the ones who mainly stress out these kids. Okay, she could have not went through this whole big song and dance. And, oh, when am I going to go home and clean up the Cheerios? And when am I've got clothes everywhere. Well, when they're in school, if they don't go to a lot of school, when they are in school, do your shiz. pick your kid up, take her to dance, whether you're there for 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. And if you don't get to do that then drop them off at dance, go back home, do your shiz, come back, instead of involving your child who wants to be in dance, or maybe you want them to be in dance, but obviously Chloe really enjoys it. Now, she understands that she's got a lot on her plate, I'm sure, but they travel every weekend and they always have competitions. So mom is adding more stress because, you know, when a mom gets upset, adults are always in charge, adults are always level-headed, but when your small child sees you lose your stuff and melt down, your child is going to start to stress because they think you don't have it all under control, and then they get upset, you know? So it's really, really unfair. This is something that Chloe wants to do.
She should just be homeschooling her instead.
She could.
Because homeschool is, things aren't as strictly due like the next day or the day after that if you're doing homeschool. And that'd be easier for a full-time dancer.
From what I've heard about people who do the homeschool, they only homeschool for possibly 2 to 4 hours a day.
So that would be perfect for a full-time dancer.
Exactly.
And they actually get in better study time.
They really do. And they still get to do other things, and there's networks of parents who do homeschooling, and there's so many avenues with that. I definitely feel, especially if they have as much money and they can spend, what did she say, $16,000 a year on dance. I do think you can afford to homeschool them. They're not in school that long. They're, you know, in the comfort of their home or a home. Okay. I think she overly stressed Chloe, and she didn't really have to. She could have basically said, Chloe, mommy's going to run home for an hour and I'll be back, okay? And I'm sure Chloe would have been okay with that. Those mothers are not needed there, because her problem was, I need to be here where I can bitch and moan and groan about the new Maddie or the new kid or the new mom or whatever. So that's really what Christy, in the little bit that we've seen, that's what Christy's about. She's like a drama llama.
So sorry.
Girl, shut up. That's not some kind of pressure you put on your daughter.
I had a really hard childhood.
Boo-hoo.
When I make decisions for my children, I really just try to do it based on what I think is best for my kids.
So you want to be you want to be dramatic and then stress your child out. Okay.
As a girl growing up, and I really think it's important that I do it for my girls. Are you gonna be okay?
Well, you drag her all the way out to the parking lot, and now you're sending her back in.
I don't understand what that whole spiel was about, because that had nothing to do with the conversation.
No.
Chloe, I don't know what all that's about. And all that hugging and all that crying and all that carrying on is ridiculous. Who's in there? Who's in there? Who's leaving at 8:45 tonight? Maddie, you're an amazing dancer. You're junior Miss Dancer.
Abby, I don't think this is the appropriate time to be telling her all this. She's already stressed out because of her idiotic mom.
This is what's important. This is your life right now.
6 a.m.
Let's go stand over here. Come on.
Today we're leaving for StarQuest in Lancaster. This is going to be very conservative. I feel that the costumes are going to be very low-key, and the dances as well.
The other girls competing are probably going to be wearing, gowns from head to toe, and here we come, naked.
They're not naked, whatever.
Well, Abby showed up with the towel on her head.
Girls, you have everything? Costumes? Shoes?
Looks like they've all been by Nikki D's, and they have their lattes.
I'm sure the girls got some hash browns, biscuits, whatever they like.
Oh, heck yeah.
I mean, 'cause they were going to be on that bus for like 5 hours.
Ah, look at that.
Whose stuff is this?
Well, no one is going to help me do this?
No, that's your stuff.
They all did it. They all pulled it to the bus, and I think he loaded it.
Why are you kicking this way? Why didn't you go down Rhode right onto the parkway?
Oh my God, now just tell the bus driver how to drive.
Abby's always yelling at the bus driver because she thinks that he doesn't know where he's going, but I know he is because we always get there.
On the parkway would have been a straight shot and a lot faster.
I mean, he's using a GPA.
Already.
You're kidding me.
No. Yeah.
Maybe you should sit in the front.
We
close to the turnpike?
Where he's going? No.
Hello, you come up here so I can start your makeup? We're gonna have to do you on the bus.
Maddie and Chloe both had to get hair and makeup done on the bus. It was very chaotic.
Well, eyeliner might be a little hard on the bus.
Bus driver, we're doing eye makeup.
No, she done rolled her hair.
Down the road.
Is it hot in here or is it just if you...
What is wrong with you? You two highfalutin in the bus with everybody else?
We're a little late. She hasn't had time really to warm up too much. There's a brand new dance going on. There's a ton of kids in her age division.
You're not cooperating.
You need to go in the bathroom and put your costume on, but it's really tight in there.
Stay in one lane, bus driver. Doing the eye makeup.
You're gonna go in.
I don't think you can control the bumps on the road.
I think it's really cool to have the bathroom on there, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's what those activity buses
Yeah.
are.
I know.
Because I think this was supposed to be like a 5-hour trip, I think.
Hey, Maddie. Good job. Good girl. I'm proud of you. That was good. How'd it feel?
No matter how successful Chloe is, she's never successful enough in Abby's eyes.
Oh, be quiet.
We just saw Abby say that Chloe's and Maddie's dances were neck and neck. She just don't tell the parents that. And she still critiques things like pointed toes or stumbles or, something about their turns or something. But I hope, in hindsight, that the parents sit down and obviously watch the show after to see that Abby does praise their daughters when they compete. I mean, she's always going to sort of kind of pinpoint things and critique stuff because she looks at everybody's dances, even people that aren't like a part of her group, and she'll tell you, oh, that wasn't this way, or that wasn't that way, or they really blew you out of the water, or something.
They didn't manage their space well.
Yeah, I mean, she just does that to everybody, even her own, and she wants them to always be better all the time.
But the thing is she knows that they're young, they need corrections to be in the real world in the big dance lot. So she says, on your way out you need to do this a little better, but otherwise I thought it was good. So
exactly,
I mean, that's just how you have to take it. Well, maybe I should fix this next time.
Exactly, apply the corrections for sure. But that's the thing is Christy doesn't hear. I thought Maddie and Chloe were neck and neck.
But okay. Hopefully she watched later on.
I hope.
Prevail or win a category or doesn't dance as well as another child.
Christy, can you just be quiet? You're a very jealous person.
She throws it in Chloe's face. No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
Is that she's going to forget the dance.
All right, what am I doing here?
Well, it looked like she
I'm nervous for Vivi.
had a lot of experience.
But she's like her mother. She's gorgeous. She's talented. She's a hard worker. And she will persevere.
That is a narcissistic
Come on, it's okay.
way to describe yourself.
I do a lot of places for competition, and sometimes I wish I could just stay home.
Lead.
When we came into
professional
this,
about it.
Perhaps
No.
Mackenzie, the little duet partner, was going to be head and shoulders above Vivi, and I don't think she is.
Well, I'm really
Vivi literally had like no expression on her face. She looked like a robot.
Right.
Mackenzie looked like she was very into it, very expressive.
So let's get back to the dressing room quick
Let's go tell your sister how you did.
and get them ready. Okay.
The gestures and the movement.
It's like 80s hair.
Unacceptable.
Christy,
better make sure that bow in now.
I want her to do well. I want her to perform to the best of her ability on stage. I'm conflicted.
Girls, you're wearing two-piece
Well,
costumes. Either sit down and do 100 sit-ups or paint the abs on. One or the other. Let's go. This week, the
100 sit-ups still ain't gonna make no abs show up.
no.
They need to look
Not in that
older,
short
they
period
need
of
to look
time.
Sophisticated, and they need to make it all look easy.
It'll definitely lend itself to being disqualified because there's always a clause about the appropriateness of the material matching the age group.
And I think Abby knows that.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope Abby knows what she's doing. I hope the girls come out
Okay,
successful.
she
I don't
wouldn't
want
have a
them to
dance
want
studio
them
if
to
she didn't know
feel
what she was
bad.
doing.
I want them, to go out and be confident. But I'm just wondering what mixed messages we're sending to a bunch of little girls. I mean,
There's no message to it.
I guess they're not concerned about the message they send with all this freaking bickering they do.
And you watch every man.
In fact, they're basically telling their daughters, "You're too good for this. You are meant to have this, even if you don't work for it."
Doing a little doll dance in a sweet little dress. Abby sees what's out there, and all of a sudden we're dressed like streetwalkers.
Look, they look
and
fine.
we're here
Seriously,
and
they're like rocking it. They're just like, yeah.
I mean, they feel more grown up.
It's unreal.
We outdanced all the dancers on stage today.
I think you danced really well.
Maybe it was a little bit appropriate.
You took the words right out of my mouth, man.
Out of the mouths of babes.
This is a monumental moment. moment for us.
But that has nothing to do with that, though, because Nia and Paige were off a few
Yeah.
steps. So that makes the choreography look
It
awful.
doesn't feel good to get our butts kicked.
What do you think Abby's gonna decide?
No, I don't want to know.
Abby's going to get the score sheets back from this competition. We're going to know what the judges' thoughts were, and I guarantee you the judges are thinking inappropriate.
No, it's probably the two backup dancers.
Is it? You're not used to that. And you know what? Maybe those judges didn't like you. You know? I don't know. Maybe I didn't like what they had on today. I don't know. I thought they looked fabulous. I thought it was a hot number. I thought it was exciting. I thought it was 2011. I thought they did a great job. Thank you very much. Go ahead and head upstairs. Try to get some pictures.
Can we really eat?
Abby, I really need to see you right now, please. Izzy and I need to talk to you. So,
Law. Here comes the bitchiest bunch.
I know, I respect your creativity and your talent, but that was over the top, inappropriate.
No, it was not.
You and I both know that left me very uncomfortable to see my little girl on stage.
Okay, and your daughter was fine with this. She loved the costume. She thought it was cute.
In front of everybody.
When they went down and opened their legs, I almost walked out of it. I mean, that's...
Okay, do you...
You know what's
okay.
so weird is your child loved it. And
Do you know how many dances I have seen professional dancers do where they do splits? They do a split in the air. That's also opening your legs. So you don't have a problem with the rest of that, but you have a problem with them doing a split on the floor.
But the thing is when they open their legs up, I've seen them do that in other dances, and when they do it, their backs are to the audience.
Yeah.
Okay? They've done that many a time, and I think that they were just bothered by the costume that they had on, because they never point out, well, they had their legs open, but their back was to the audience.
But my thing is if they have a problem with their daughters opening their legs, then they should have a problem with every single split they do in the dance.
Yeah.
Because they're constantly doing that.
I thought it was a really good dance. I think they, like Lexi had said before, Nia was off. She was probably at least a second behind, and then Paige, was she too quick? Because I wasn't looking at Paige.
No, Paige was a step behind the entire time, but then sometimes she was with them, but she was always a step behind. Nia was ahead a few times,
and then
she was behind a few
some.
times, and there was a couple of times she missed 2 steps in the choreography.
So that also weighs, because if the judges are actually sitting there and they're looking at each member, they're looking at something flawless, something in sync.
They're looking at the synchronicity of the dance.
At the synchronicity and the seamlessness of the dance.
And
so
since
it's
2 of them were not with everybody else, it wouldn't look as good.
Right. So it wasn't about the costume; it was about the performance as a whole.
Because that's the thing is, it's usually about the technique, the performance, the amount of steps you've added into it. If it's too simple, and they wouldn't want to go with that.
Exactly. If it's something that's a little harder to do,
if it takes great technique to do,
yes, they'll judge with that too.
But the thing though is the costumes had nothing to do with it. Like, I mean, you wouldn't want to put somebody out there that look like a bum, but the costumes had nothing to do with it. It's about the synchronicity of a group dance. Now, I will say, when it comes to a solo, the outfits do kind of matter a little bit more, but it's harder to judge a group dance because everybody needs to be together at the same time. They need to complete all of the steps. They need to all be expressive, and
to they've pointed this out before. Those who do the solos, they have nobody to hide behind.
Exactly.
If they're off a little bit, there's other people to watch, so those are a little bit harder as well.
And that kind of makes me see why Nia and Paige are in the back, because it seems like they need more work than the other
Exactly.
ones.
So they set them up that way, and they can sort of kind of hide in the back a little bit.
But they still are seen.
Right, but you can still notice it, especially if they're behind everybody else or if they're doing a move before everybody else. So I really enjoyed it, though. I like the costume. I like the dance. I like the music. And I'm not a dance guru by any stretch of the imagination, but to layman's eyes, if that's even right for me to say that, to regular eyes of people who don't know about dance, you can see when somebody is out of sync. So,
but I mean, I like dance a lot. Like I said, that'd be the only sport I would ever participate in if I had a choice.
To protect them, not encourage that.
Exactly.
Like, it really is.
Y'all are ignorant.
I am the coach. I am their teacher.
And really, your attitude should be more of a worry than the costumes they're wearing.
Like it, get up and walk out of the auditorium.
Exactly.
Child, she is 9 years old.
Yes,
And
and go ask your 9-year-old if she likes what she's wearing.
I don't know why the parents are acting like, I don't like the message that sends. The message was a dance. Nobody looked at that I would have even seen in the audience. I mean, some people were like, oh, wow.
I mean, literally, the song was about dancing.
Right, but I don't think people were out there going, man, that's inappropriate. They are sending the wrong. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I didn't really see that in the crowd. Some of them did look surprised.
If people really had a problem with that dance compared to other dances I've seen in my lifetime, I think they're being a bunch of Karens.
I think, though, that I don't think the dance was risque at all. And like I say, I'm very conservative about stuff, and I did not really see any issues with it. I thought it was very tasteful, and it was very 2011, and it went great with the music. And I know y'all guys didn't see the dance, but trust me, it wasn't that bad. Obviously, we have to cut a lot of the dancing and stuff out because we did have an issue with our first video.
If you want to, I will actually get a link for the video of the full dance that we're talking about so you can see them.
But we had to actually cut that out because the video had been completely blocked because of that section. So I cut all the dancing out of it. So we'll let Lexi, like she says, throw a link on it. Obviously, we're watching this on Hulu, but their shows and stuff, the majority of them are on YouTube. So,
and also, I don't completely believe that Nia really thought the moves were inappropriate. I think she said that just to make her
please her mom,
since she's the one to ask. Yeah.
Exactly, because Nia was all into it. They all were. They were excited. They like wearing costumes. It makes them a character for whatever that dance is, and I can totally understand.
I was just saying, if anybody wanted to use that as a defense, well, I mean, you can tell anybody anything they want to hear.
Right, and when Nia came out, I think with it, wouldn't she want? Yeah. She didn't look like she had a problem. I was telling Lexi, I said, if a child came out and was really uncomfortable with something like that, you would have known they would have came out sort of kind of covering themselves, or they would come out with their heads down. They all came out with their heads up. Yeah, look at what I got on. And I don't think it was sending any kind of a sexual message out there or a negative message. It's just my opinion. Y'all might think something different. I looked at it as a bunch of girls doing a dance, trying to win a competition, and unfortunately they didn't win it this time, and that is really sort of kind of unheard of because Abby's girls almost always place in the top 3 to top 5. Always.
Top 10.
And they have top 10, but I'm just going down to, they're always at least in the top 5, but yeah, top 10 too.
And you?
Absolutely. I'm the mother. I let her go on stage like that.
Well, then maybe you should not come.
Exactly.
You need to stay at home, and your daughter should come.
Okay, then stop bitching about it.
Then close your mouth.
It's like the Queen of Hearts, off with their heads. Like, she's never reasonable. She never can.
Y'all are not reasonable either.
And that's the thing is, y'all pay her to teach your daughters to dance.
And I cannot stand to see my child.
Actually, you are emotional because
Right now, Abby, 'cause I'm just a little.
Christy and Holly verbally assaulted me. When a parent opens
they
their
literally
mouth,
just said, I don't have
they
time to
are
listen
ruining
to your
their child,
defense.
And that's what they need to think about. Everyone is replaceable. That's the first thing you learn in my studio. And that is the last time it will ever happen. It should not have happened. Chloe absolutely loves the costume, loves what she's doing.
They all did.
Talented little girl, but her mother's going to ruin her.
I'll wear this lipstick on.
Because I'm not used to seeing you with that color lipstick on. Y'all, she tried some new makeup today.
Now I can see my mouth's crooked.
Now she says she can see her mouth is crooked. I don't know. As long as you put it on your actual lip line, I think it's fine. But anyway, so that was the end of that. Not a whole lot of battling in between moms on this, but more trying to battle with Abby. And my issue is you pay Abby $16,000 a year, and then you're going to critique her on the dance or the attire. Y'all were putting rhinestones on it, okay? And your kids were okay with it. I don't think the dance was inappropriate at all. My opinion, Lexi didn't see anything inappropriate with it. And unfortunately, they didn't win. So the parents were thinking, oh, yeah, this showed you because it was so inappropriate. No, I'm not buying it. I think it had a lot to do with the synchronicity with Nia and Paige that were in the back because they were either behind a second or they may have been ahead a little bit.
And Nia actually missed a couple of steps.
And you know, the judges see these things, okay? They're not just watching one person. They're looking to make sure. You don't even have to look at one person specifically, you can sort of kind of look as a whole and tell if someone is, is out of sync with everybody else. And that's why they practice and practice and practice, because they don't want that to happen. And that's actually what I think has happened.
And we are past an hour.
Holy shnikes.
Yes.
But I'll be cutting that booger down because we're just going to focus on the petty moms. So, they didn't argue a whole lot, but there is so much. I was trying to pull this episode up. And they also have this on Hulu. As a matter of fact, if you do Hulu, there's 8 freaking seasons, okay? And I am for it. I'm ready to see this shit, okay? So, make sure you do all the YouTube things. Please go ahead and give us a thumbs up. It would be greatly appreciated. See if you can't share our videos with people. And always keep checking out our channels, because we are going to try to pick up on our Attack on Titan and some movies. We've got some games lined up. So, we are going to get it done. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do a lot of recording yesterday because one of Lexi's dearest friends actually came, and Lexi got to meet her godchild, which is her best friend's little boy, Pierre, and he was precious, and we so enjoyed that time. So we're doing our video recording today on Sunday. So anyway, if my Kyria happens to see this, we love you, my Kyria. We love you, Pierre, and until our next video, guys, peace.